start with our Lego man, we're going to start with the head. So if I flick back to here and we find our drawings, here on my right hand side is my head. So let's just change it so we can only see one at a time. So there's my head. Now I'm not going to talk you through how to draw that exact head in this video, but what I will do is I'm going to draw a very similar thing and we're going to make a little rolling pin. So the first step is to go to sketch and we're going to go off the front face so it's standing up. Now if you're going to draw the Lego man, you're going to have to use these dimensions and you're going to draw him standing up. So you would draw him, this is like laying down the side, you draw him upright. So imagine this turned 90 degrees. So I'm going to draw a rolling pin, which is exactly the same. You just have to learn how to draw all these lines to your dimensions. So if we just go and draw a nice little rolling pin, we might do it like that, and then he'll come out again. And let's just say that's my rolling pin. Now, there's my rolling pin. It doesn't quite look right, so we're going to grab our dimensions, and we're going to say he's going to be a diameter of 100, so we're going to make him 50. So just remember, I'm only drawing half of my rolling pin here. So I'm not going to draw the entire shape here, I'm just going to draw half. So when you do your Lego man head, you're not going to draw it at 40, you're going to pretend there's a line straight through here. So it's going to be, this number's going to be 20 out, and this one's going to be 25 out. This one's going to be 95 divided by 2 out. This one's going to be 40 divided by 2, so it'll be 20 from the middle out. So we're only drawing half of our shape. Then we're going to start adding some numbers here. We might make that bit 120. We're going to make this one the same. This one here needs to be back to 50. And then this one here we're going to make, say, 300. So it's going to be a really long rolling pin. Let's make him a bit bigger. 500. Now, there's my rolling pin. I just need to do one more thing before I can actually make it cylindrical. So the other thing I need is a center line down the middle here. So when I rotate this around and make a full shape, Fusion knows what I'm rotating around. So I'm going to jump up and I'm going to grab a line tool. And I'm going to come over to my sketch palette. I'm going to change it to a construction line or a center line. So I'm going to choose center line. I'm just going to draw it straight up the middle. It can be longer, it can be shorter, it doesn't really matter. But there's my center line, and now this shape is blue, which means it is fully closed. There's no gaps. I can finish my sketch, and then I can go and do what is known as a revolve. So if I click there, it automatically chooses that shape. But when I choose it, you'll notice if I just spin around here, it's revolving now. It's automatically selected the axis. So if I go from scratch, in case yours doesn't, I'm choosing my shape. I'm then choosing the axis, which is what I'm going to go around, which is that center line. And it chooses 360 degrees. I could only do it halfway if I wanted and have half a rolling pin if I wanted to. But there's my full rolling pin. Now the last thing you're going to need to know for your Lego man is in here, we've got some nice radiuses, and they're not all square corners. So this says it's got a radius of 18 on this nice little curve. So I'm going to jump out here, and I'm going to do the same thing to here, and I'm going to put one in here as well. How do I do that? Well, I could have gone and drawn in my sketch, but I'm going to actually just use the fillet tool. So up the top here is the fillet tool, and it just makes a square edge rounded. So I'm going to choose that one and that one, and we're going to do a radius of 18. And then I'm going to add one to the inside as well for my rolling pin. I might make that 15. And then I'm going to come back around and I'm going to add one to the ends of my rolling pin as well to make them nice and round. And we might make that one nice and big. So let's call it 80. Well, that's too big. So see how it won't draw? It's because it's a bit too big. So we might go 40. So there's my rolling pin. It looks like a bit of a funny shape. So dimensions aren't quite right, but that's the exact same way that you can draw your Lego man head. It's just that when you do this first sketch here, these numbers need to be drawn the same as these numbers, but you're just drawing half of it. Once you've drawn that and revolved it, you're going to hit save and save it as your Lego man head.